Hello, guys. Welcome back to Purple and Gold Talk. My name is Victor. I got my brother Y with me here, and we're back bringing you guys another video to recap of last week in Lakerland, if you will. But before we get into all that good stuff, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to do so because it really does help us out. Please join us on this journey with all things Lakers. And if you like this video, the best way to let us know you like this video is definitely by clicking that thumbs up button down there. So please make sure to help us out doing that. We would really appreciate it. Now,
Run
with
it
that being
up.
said, Wyatt, we had a Texas week. That's what I'm going to call it. We had a
Yeah, we were
Texas
in
week, right?
Texas.
We
Yeah.
played Dallas Mavericks on Tuesday with a back-to-back against the Spurs on that Wednesday. Had a day off and then played the Spurs again on Friday. We predicted last week in our episode last week that we would go 3-0 on this little Texas week, but sadly, we go 1-2. But let's start with the first game, right? We play the Dallas Mavericks at home, away, I guess, in our scenario. And Kyrie was out, so we were thinking, hey,
Yeah, we were thinking it's
it's
a
a
winnable game.
right, it's a two-headed snake. One of the heads is cut off. Should be, Luka's always going to do his thing. You can never bet against that, but we can manage everything else. But then I believe, as far as I'm concerned, I'll get your thoughts on it in a minute. I think two things happened. One, Tim Hardaway happened because he basically put up the numbers we were thinking that would be missing from Kyrie. He put those up, and if actually really more, because if you look at what Kyrie's been averaging / putting up in tandem with Luka's in the 30 to 35 point range on a nightly basis, where Kyrie's in a 25 to 30 range, and actually Tim Hardaway surpassed that. He dropped 34 himself, along with Luka's 36. So that's already 70 points, and then you add the X factor that no one saw coming
Dante Exum.
with
Yeah.
6 threes in the
Yeah,
fourth quarter.
yeah.
In the
Yeah,
fourth quarter.
yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, he literally had, I believe it was 9 points. He ended the game with like 30.
Man, this man hit everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had everything in the fourth quarter, man. Had the game of his life. And took down the Lakers. Give it up to him. He had everything and took us down, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was it was tough because we were
Yeah, it
leading.
sucks.
We were leading going into the fourth that game,
Yep.
and I thought we were gonna pull it out there in the fourth quarter with them just having Luca. Of course, Luca is my favorite player in the league right now, and I want to see Luca go off, but not on my Lake show. Um, so I thought we could pull it off there in the fourth without him having the help of Kyrie, but Dante Exum comes and saves the day by hitting all these
He
threes, man.
missed only one shot, bro. That was so crazy. That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah. So we dropped that one. We dropped that first one just
It
because
sucks.
the prayer of Dante Exum.
The unvariable, the uncalculated factor. But I would like to talk about the fact that, okay, he makes the first one, he makes the second one, even, sure, why not? He makes the third one. And all 6 of them were from the same mistake. And my question is, why after the, say, second, third, even the fourth time, are we not a little bit more aware of the mistake we're making, where we're allowing him to get these open shots, which was simply gravitating hard to Hardaway and Luka, and when they drove, we double and sometimes even triple and clog the paint, and who was wide open every time? Dante.
Bro,
I'm like, can we
that's the attention. That's the
can we
attention that Luca.
no, I get that, but
Yeah.
can we kind of be a little bit more aware that we're getting beat in the exact same way multiple times, and kind of, I guess, while still being with the task and focus on obviously the most and the biggest threat being Luka.
Let me be real. Do you think Darvin is
And
making these adjustments?
no, clearly not, obviously.
Of course not, bro. Of course not.
But
There's
that
no
doesn't mean I'm
in-game
not gonna bring it up.
adjustments. No in-game
That
adjustments by him at all.
and
Yeah.
that's basically what I'm trying to bring up. It's like that bothers me, and that is a problem. That
Yeah.
itself is a problem. I'm not necessarily mad at the fact that we lost the game because, again, it's an X factor. It's a if we next time we play them, that literally will not happen. Like, or at least the probability is higher that it won't happen than it will. It's
Yeah.
and to any team really. I don't think he's that guy for the Mavericks on any given night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever, but that part of it all is what bothers me as far as that game is concerned. It's the lack of adjusting to the literal same exact mistake every single time. Like Dante did not make one of those threes in a different way. It was the exact same way, all 6 of them.
Yeah, it was a Luca drive. A Luca draws a double, Luca draws a triple, and he kicks it out to Dante for
Or 10.
a pretty much wide open three.
Yeah.
And he knocks it
Late
down.
closeouts.
He does his job. Um,
Yeah,
and
kudos to him on that for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just the attention Luca demands. And this is a little side piece conversation that we can have real quick with the new Mavericks ownership. I hope something goes a lot in Dallas and Luka somehow finds his way to the Lakers in the next couple of years. I think he has 2 years left on his contract.
Well, I
So
well, I doubt it because the rules, not rules, or the stipulations, the whatever you want to call it, that was set forth in that deal was that he simply just wanted to step off as ownership, but still wanted to be at the head of basketball operations. So
I feel that, but a
and the
lot can
GM
change. A
stayed
lot
this
can change in 2 years.
and the
We didn't see this coming. We could see another change in the next 2 years
and the
happen.
GM stayed the same. So really, as far as basketball itself is concerned, it's still the same 2 people at the head. So it's like, I mean, I would like to see it, but it's like I'm not against your idea, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
just say that I think that deal doesn't really change much as fast as much as it doesn't really change much when it comes to basketball because the same people that were in charge before are still in charge of those things.
But I think it gives us a more of a chance than ever. We, I never would have predicted Mark Cuban to be selling the team, but to the reports, it seems like he wants to step back a little bit, and be with his family, etc. So this is a shift in the right direction. If Luca is gonna kind of demand his way out of Dallas, maybe the Kyrie situation doesn't work out, and he's like,
I
"What the
think that's
heck?"
the only way he leaves, yeah.
He's like, "What the heck? Y'all haven't put the pieces around me. I'm gonna go over here where they put the pieces around people," and
Yeah,
makes that move.
I think that'll be
So
the last straw for him, is if
let's
the
pray.
Kyrie thing doesn't work out,
Yeah,
because if not for that, I don't definitely, as far as Dallas and any higher ups are concerned, and granted, whatever team he was on, I would feel the same way, is like, "No, we don't wanna let you go," obviously, because like, he's
yeah, yeah.
special, he's a diamond, right, in the diamond in the rough, but, I definitely agree with you. If it doesn't work out with the Kyrie thing, I think it'll definitely be time for him to knock on that door and be like,
Because
"Hey,"
he's gonna be like,
unless
I've
sorry, but unless he pulls a Damian Lillard thing, which I really hope he doesn't, because he deserves to have rings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might he might come to a position where he's like, man, I need to start getting some rings now if I'm gonna
No,
be compete for this legacy.
I'm saying, like, that idea, the Dame leaving thing, will occur if this my assumption is that it will occur if the Kyrie thing doesn't work out. But say the Kyrie thing doesn't work out and he stays, and he's just like pulling a Dame in Portland thing where he for years he's like, "No, I'm staying here, I'm staying here."
I
Right,
would
yeah,
hate to see that.
that's what I'm talking about, and I would hate to see that too, because I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
brother, you can't sit here and waste your prime, waste your time, waste your excellence, your talent, your everything, your
yeah, I
greatness,
know.
on just like wasted seasons. Like, go get rings on your fingers. Like, you deserve to have lots of rings on your fingers, and definitely at least 1 or 2. Like, come on, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
definitely
come to
want
the
to see Luca
Lakers.
win some. Not before we get ours, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I
But I
mean,
definitely
I
want to
don't
see him
think they're gonna
succeed.
be. I don't think they could win one with their squad this year. I mean,
I
I
agree.
don't. Yeah, they're not going through Big Yoke. Tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. No, I mean, and
Yeah.
even through us, I'll be fair. I think if we're healthy in a 7-game series,
Oh
no,
yeah, we definitely beat the Mavericks in a seven
yeah,
game series.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I've always
we
felt this
could
way.
we could throw a couple other teams probably in there also.
Yeah. Oh,
But
definitely.
I'm not gonna. I'm always rooting for Luca. So
Right.
if,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
root for Luca against any team but the Lakers.
Yeah.
Um, but
But yeah, I agree with you. So we'll see how that pans out. But hey, as
anything
far as
else
your
from the
initial,
Mavericks game?
uh, nope, just Dante Exum,
And you did have a good point
which I
about
love,
Darvin
which
Ham's
I love.
adjustments, yo.
So I know I low key forgot that dude was still in the league until the
Who?
other night. Exum, that dude wasn't he a first round pick? Wasn't he
Slick.
a number one pick? Wasn't he
You,
a number one pick for the Jazz? Or
I
he
did
went
he go
high. He was
number
like
one? I know
he
he
was
was
definitely
high
top
first
three.
round. I know he
He
was
was
high
like
first
top
round.
three. He was like
Yeah.
top three pick. I remember that, and he got injured,
From
and it just I
Australia, they were talking about this man
yeah
could hoop.
yeah they was talking about he was the next coming of Jesus himself, low
Yeah,
key,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just like I forgot dude was in the league. Then he comes over here, drops 18 on us or 20 on us in the freaking fourth alone. Whatever.
Listen,
You know what? I'm gonna let it go. Kudos to him, brother.
so
Kudos to
what's
him.
up?
We didn't do our job, but you were saying about adjustments and Ham.
You did. I was just saying you had a good point about Darvin Ham and not making adjustments because
Mm-hmm.
just something he does not do
Mm-hmm.
um, in games. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into that later in the season because it's
Which
bound
is
to happen.
definitely
It's bound to
worrying.
happen again.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's definitely if he doesn't change that, it's definitely worrying when you're in a playoff series and things like this where it really really matters. So, but you're right, we will definitely dive into that later on in the season because right
yeah,
now it's just too early to waste our energy on that bullshit. So, uh, moving forward, we
yeah.
go
To
back to back.
the Spurs game, we
Yeah,
played
back to back.
Wimby.
This was a back to back, so LeBron didn't play. So we just missing
Yeah.
LeBron on this one, but we play Wimby for the first time of the season. No LeBron, but we took care of business, right? AD did his thing, and I
Oh
think it was a
yeah.
solid team win. One thing that worries me though is how we were literally up 30 plus points, and then the game ended where we won by 3 points. So I wouldn't say worries me, but just like, wouldn't have liked it. Wouldn't have preferred it.
This man Wimby was hitting some threes there at the end, trying to keep them in it.
I feel like Wimby didn't really go berserk on us in both games, to be fair. Like, he really didn't, like, I wasn't like, oh my God, this Wimby did, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't really have that effect on me. What were your thoughts on Wimby playing against us in these two games?
I'm actually pulling up the stat sheet right now, sir.
Well, Wimby on this Wednesday game, he went 30 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 6 blocks, and he shot 52% from the field, and he shot 80% from the 3-point. He made 4 out of 5 threes. So I guess
Okay, I
the
see it.
Wednesday game, he actually did, do his thing, but I never felt like it was like, I mean, that was really like the AD Wemby battle, but
Yeah, yeah.
clearly AD, won that battle, to be honest, because, AD went, he went 37-10 with 4 steals, and he shot also 56. And AD himself shot 66 from three, making 2 out of 3. So it was actually a pretty good matchup between them two, and they were one was dunking on the other, and one was dunking on the other on this side. So some really good highlights from that battle. But I never felt, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know. You tell me your thoughts, but I never felt like I was like, whoa, like we gotta watch out for this dude. Like I don't know, is that just me?
Definitely not this season with the guys that are around him.
I'm speaking
Uh,
about Wimby and him alone, like his performance, his like LeBron's team was like his rookie season was like garbage, but you could tell watching LeBron, you're like, yo, this dude's special. But right now, I'm not really like I'm not saying Wimby's bad
uh,
by any means, but I'm not saying that like spark that everybody, because the hype is so big, right? And I'm just not really. I'm like, I mean, he's good, but I'm like not really super wowed, if that makes sense. Like, what are your thoughts on Wimby alone, especially I guess playing against us?
I mean, I guess I saw spurts of it,
Right, that's
especially
fair.
at the end of the game.
Yeah.
When he hit those back to back threes, and then he
Mhm.
tried another step back. I'm like, damn,
Mhm.
if this step back goes in, he hits this next three. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
it would have,
Almost Joker-ish, right?
yeah,
Just a
yeah,
big dude doing a step back at the wild in like the fourth quarter type shit.
uh
Like,
huh,
yeah,
uh
it
huh,
kind of felt like that. Yeah.
yeah. His game is definitely special. So
Definitely different, man.
It's definitely different. It's definitely special, and I definitely do think Wimby is a guy to look out for, and definitely a guy to be
Oh yeah.
worried about
Okay.
if he can stay healthy. He's so limber.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
yeah,
He's a
yeah, yeah.
twig, man. He looks like a twig.
Just like Chet. Chet already had an injury that took him out for a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they gave me a thumbs up. But I've seen all the commentators commenting about these things giving thumbs up and stuff like that. It happened on ESPN the other day. But regards to the game, or regards to Wimby, I think it's something to watch out for as this game develops.
Okay.
I was
If he
saying,
can put
I was
on
saying
that,
he's kind of like KD has had injuries,
yeah,
because he is limber.
yeah,
Brandon
yeah,
Ingram is another guy that's been
right.
injury prone,
That body
as
type,
he was with the Lakers. Lakers fans know
right.
Brandon Ingram's lingering injuries when
Mm-hmm.
he was with us, when he came
Right.
in the league, as skinny as he was.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's just that body type. It comes with that body type. I agree with you.
yeah.
If he could somehow manage, and if he pulls this out of his ass somewhere, but if he could somehow manage to do kind of a Giannis-esque transformation, I'm not saying he has to go full
Hmm.
beast mode like that, but
Hmm.
if you look at Giannis' rookie season to where he is now, if he could manage something along those lines, then I'm definitely worried. Cause
Yeah, yeah.
damn,
And
damn,
if he can get, because if he can get some players that can kind of demand the ball and can kind of play off of him, like Jeremy Sochan running point guard, that's just not it right now. The
right?
Spurs are not even in winning mode right now. They're in rebuild mode. They want to get more guys in the draft. They want to get
Yeah.
more equity so
I mean,
that
they were
they
on a
can build around Victor.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
They need another offseason.
Yeah,
Um,
they were on an 18-game losing streak. We gave them their 18th loss in a row with that win on Wednesday.
yeah.
And so clearly they started the season 3-2 and then lost every game after that until moving a little bit forward in the conversation, we play them again on Friday, right? So
The Spurs did this with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. They know what they're
did
doing.
this? What is this? Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
tanked from both.
No, but
So
this is if you look at it from that perspective, there wasn't a better location for Wemby to get drafted, right? Because
I said that when it happened. I was like, this is
yeah,
kind of perfect.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like I was hoping he'd go to a different team personally, right? But
a
like
different team would have ruined him.
I mean, I just selfishly, not even
Like if
selfishly,
he was
'cause I don't
playing for
have any.
the Detroit Pistons,
No, I
he
was
would be getting trashed on ESPN. Like this man be getting ran through on social medias.
no, I wanted him to go to Charlotte so he could team up with LaMelo. I thought that would have been really, really
That would
cool.
have been amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would have been
that's
good.
that's what I
Yeah.
wanted, but then when you take a step back and you look at him going to San Antonio, it's like, this is what they do
Oh yeah.
historically,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
who better to be in this position than him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So
It's really nice. Yeah.
it's a perfect pairing, so we're definitely gonna have to keep an eye on it as we move forward in his progression in the league, rookie season, all this, so it has the potential, right, to be something like, Cinderella story potentially even, who knows? But
Oh no, definitely. Good story.
definitely so we give them their 18th loss in a row. We're aiming for giving them their 19th in a row, and then, we come in Friday, ESPN game, we had a day off in between, so therefore LeBron is back. However, our other leader, Anthony Davis, is out. Only
He's
second game
gone.
he's missed this season, which I'm not mad at. You're gonna miss some games, but so far you've only missed 2, so you're doing good, brother.
Yeah.
Um, but we're also missing D'Angelo Russell and Cam Reddish, so we're missing 3 out of our 5 starters, and I simply just think that was just too much to overcome, and I think that was the reason for why we lost the game.
Yeah, definitely just being on the road all week.
2
Um
weeks.
yeah, being on the road 2 weeks. We'll go ahead
Yeah,
and get it. We'll go ahead and get in that right now.
more than
Being
like 2
in
weeks.
Vegas
About a week
for
and a
all
half and
week.
some change.
Vegas all week last week.
Mhm,
And then we came home. They were home Monday and then flew out Tuesday to go to Dallas to play the Mavericks. And then they've been in Texas all week. So it was the end of a 2 game road streak that we were
mhm,
on, you could say.
mhm,
And players were tired, man. AD needs the rest. He's been putting a lot on his body,
mhm.
and being down
They were saying
D'Lo,
it's something to
being
do with his hip, so hopefully that's just a one game thing, and he'll be back.
Yeah,
next game.
hip soreness or something like that. I think he'll
Mm-hmm.
be good. Um, but it's just when you're out three starters, you've been on the road 2 weeks, you're playing the same team back to back. They got your number from losing the last night in their crib. It's still a sold out arena. Lakers get everybody's best game, and we took a L. But I've seen a lot of overreacting on social media
Have you now
um, about our loss. Yeah, I've seen a lot of overreacting on social media.
about the loss against the Spurs or our losses in general?
The loss against the Spurs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
What was being said?
Man, just saying it was an embarrassing loss and that we need to trade, man. That's what I see a lot on social media
A trade for what?
that we need to trade. We need to trade for Zach LaVine, man. We need to get involved in trade D'Lo, and man, they
Hmm.
want us to trade D'Lo or Austin, man, for some reason. Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. No, definitely I disagree with that. Maybe D'Lo,
it's
if
around the
anything.
Austin. It's around the not Austin,
He's
the
literally been
Zach
playing.
Levine, the Zach Levine trade talk, and I'm
Man,
like,
they could
we do
put that
not
shit to
need Zach
rest, bro.
Levine, bro. We do
Literally,
not need
bro.
him. Yeah,
Literally. Like
yeah.
we're so solid when we're healthy. Like what do you mean?
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
and that's at the beginning of the season.
And I've
Imagine
seen
once we get
nothing but
some gelling.
overreactions
But you
over
know that's what it is with us, man.
us not being healthy. It's just us being in the spotlight and
Yeah, that's just it comes with the
every morning,
territory.
yeah, they
It comes with the
talking
territory.
us on Sports Center. They're talking us on First Take. They're talking us everywhere.
Yeah.
So
But I will say this
it
about the
is what comes with the territory.
it yeah, and I will say this about the game on Friday against San Antonio, the second one. Again, I do chalk it up to our injuries and the people we were missing. However, if you watch the game and to those viewers out there watching this who actually watched the game, if you really think about it, that game was totally winnable. And I think with the squad we had, two things were at fault. One primarily being in the first quarter, we literally probably had like the worst shooting quarter of all season, and we still had solid squad on team, like on the floor. Like it's still a squad that should be able to beat the Spurs, the worst team in the West. Like literally just missing absolutely everything. We did not score at all. Also, I agree the lack of defense. Obviously, the center and the number one spot of our defense is obviously AD. So since that's missing, we have to overcompensate, obviously. But if you look at the second quarter, we turned it around. We lit up. We came from down 20 or something like that to literally cutting it to a 5-point game going into halftime. So this game is clearly winnable. And then what do? We go cold again in the third. And then by the fourth, the game was already sold. So it really didn't give us a chance. But the second thing that I had on my mind is, and I want to talk to you about this because I want to get your thoughts on this. When
What's up?
AD plays, we know he's gonna be in the paint and he's gonna play a little bit outside too, but AD is gonna be dominant. That's just what he
Yeah,
does. And so if he's not giving us what he's been doing and what we want him to do on the offensive side, we can damn sure bet all our money on the fact that he is going to definitely give us what we need and what we expect him to do on the defensive side. That's for sure. He's very reliable in that on that side of the ball.
most
However,
definitely.
right. However, when he is not on the floor like on Friday, please tell me why we got two other bigs, i.e. Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes. Great. So we put him in the game. What does Darvin Ham do? Or I guess what does Darvin Ham not do is what I should say. He does not put him in the game and forcing them to basically replace the role and the void that AD has in our team. What do I mean by that? So you put Christian Wood in the game while AD's out. Christian Wood should basically be doing everything that AD does down low, but no, you just still let Christian Wood play the little game that he loves to play outside, shooting threes, and there's no
Yeah,
big presence in the paint, and that's a problem. Okay, you want to play outside and play three and shooting threes and all this? Cool, do that when AD's in the game, bruh, because we got our presence down there. But when we're missing that, you can't be out here just playing outside like you fucking shooting guard or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, that is a problem. And if I'm Darvin Ham, I'm literally saying, hey, if AD's in the game, I'm like, all right, brother, get in the game, go do your thing. Great. But if AD's not in the game, I'm like, hey, you're up. Now, you know the plays. Now play it from what he does. Do what he does, because we're missing that. Get down there, get gritty with it, get play in the paint, because we don't need you shooting threes. We already got shooters. Like,
And guess
go
what? Maybe this was his problem with the Mavericks.
man. Maybe, yeah.
I gotta toss it up to that. We were real hot on Christian Wood to start the season, but now I'm not as hot on him.
Yeah.
He's been playing weak.
And you know what's crazy? Jackson Hayes, then Darvin Ham puts Jackson Hayes in, and he was actually doing AD's business, which I was like, hey, bet, let's go. And that's actually when we kind of started turning things around some in that second quarter. But he got in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls coming into the third, and you know, it kind of left our
Took him out the
control.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
took him out the
kind
game.
of,
How are you supposed to play with 5 fouls?
yeah,
Yeah, it's tough to.
it slipped, and we weren't making shots along with the fact that he had 5 fouls, so it slipped. So shout out Jackson Hayes, if anything. Like, thank you for doing something positive when it comes to down low presence and presence in the paint. But I really am just questioning why. Like, okay, if he wants to play this 3-ball game, cool. But when AD's in the game, when that presence is already filled, but our priority should be, when our number one is out, let's literally replace as best as we can the void that is missing with the players that we have.
Yeah, but I think we have learned that Christian Wood is not that
He's just
guy.
not that guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Shit.
not that. He's just not that guy, and that's
Shit.
why we got him on a minimum.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
yeah. That's why other team wanted him. And
I would
guess what?
just rather see some effort
He can
with
play a
it, you
role with
know?
us. I hope he brings some effort in the playoffs. Because if he don't bring effort in the
Oh,
playoffs,
he
he won't
better.
be coming back. He won't be coming back next season. This is a
You
1 year
damn right.
tryout. No, that's not a thumbs up. That's a thumbs down for Christian Wood.
Nah, but yeah, so I wanted to get your thoughts on that, because that was really what was the most frustrating. Because again, I decided the injuries, I'm like, I'm not gonna get too emotionally invested in the game right now. Like, I don't want to be like raging at the TV or anything like that. But that part of it all, that really did irk me and did not set right with me, because it's like, okay, if we're gonna lose the game, but like, can we like show that we're doing the right things, or at least what I consider to be the right things? Because like, when you have 5 out and like the one guy in is like sometimes like Rui, it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like, come on,
Rui with
man.
a mask.
Come on, man. And
Yeah.
side note, Rui had a good game. He actually was cooking. He was playing well. I like what I saw from Rui.
Yeah.
It made me wish I'd see more minutes from him. I liked what he did in that game since he got more time. And Austin had a good game
Darvin
too.
Ham
But
don't give him minutes.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't even I didn't watch the game on Friday night. I was busy with my little brother's birthday. But I didn't even watch the game, and I know that Darvin Ham didn't even give him minutes, and AD was out.
Give who minutes?
Rui,
No,
how
he
many
played a
minutes?
lot.
He played a lot.
Yeah, he played a lot. He played a majority of the
Good,
game. Let me see.
good.
He played. That's what I'm saying. I told you he had a good game. Rui played 34 minutes.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
no, he played.
cool.
He played really well. He played.
I was about to say.
He played 34 minutes, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists with a block, and that is the third leading scorer on the team, behind LeBron having 23, Austin having 22, and then Rui having 20. And
Okay.
Christian, here's the thing, Christian had 17 points in 30 minutes in that game, but
How many rebounds?
8.
I mean, it's
He should have
solid.
had
All
more.
right.
Like it's fine, but like his presence down there was, and really the 2-pointers that he was making. So the points in the paint, because he did make 2 threes, but the points in the paint he was getting weren't the type of points I liked. It was more like he was cutting, and LeBron would give him a pass, and he's just going straight to the basket type thing,
Yeah.
kind of like driving, if anything,
Uh,
where he was again already out of the paint, like at the top of the key or whatever, instead of like, I'm down here, pass me ball, post up, like, that kind of work down there. And that's kind of what I want to see when we have AD missing. I'm not saying I expect this of him at all times, but when AD is missing, we got to have something down there. We got to.
nah, real talk.
And defensively, he was nowhere to be found, because he didn't really do much.
So, under investigation, Darvin Ham and Christian Wood. Both under investigation right now.
That's funny. You putting them under investigation?
Yep, they are
Okay,
officially
okay.
under investigation right
Man.
now.
Okay,
Also,
okay.
side note, under investigation, Arthur Smith from the Falcons. But we ain't
Oh
even
man, we ain't even gonna get
crazy
into
under
that.
investigation. Yeah.
Man, so with that being said, I think that sums up our previous week, our Texas week, if you
Yeah, yeah,
will.
yeah.
Moving forward, however, we
Yeah.
start with a nice home game on. Let's see what the schedule said. We start with a home game on Monday against the Knicks.
Uh-huh.
Then we have an away game against the Bulls
Okay,
on
yeah.
Wednesday.
I'm
And
reading you.
then that's a back-to-back with another away game against Minnesota on
Yep.
Thursday, with another away game against the
OKC, wow.
OKC on Saturday, and that is our week. So really, we just have one home game, and then we're back on the road for 3 games.
And then it's Christmas right after that, yo.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, we
then
got a Christmas game.
at that point, we're back home. At that point, we're back
Oh
home
man. You know what? We'll talk about this after, but I'm gonna be in town. We should run it together
in person
for right before the Christmas game for our next episode, but we'll get into that later.
for
Let's get
sure.
into
So
the week.
one home game,
Yeah.
3 away games. So we're back on road. Really, we have a road busy type of schedule when you look at the last 3 weeks. So hey, might as well get them out now while it's early. Thoughts on the Monday matchup against the Knicks at home? I like that matchup personally, if you ask me, especially we have everybody back in at the least. If AD is back, I'm loving that. I'm really loving that. I think we
Yeah,
should.
they just had Mitch Robinson go down, so they got
Oh, really?
Hartenstein. They got Hartenstein starting now.
Well,
So
but he's
I
gritty though.
definitely
I actually kind of like him. I'm not saying he's
Hartenstein.
no all-star or
Yeah, I
anything,
picked
but
him up for
I
my
like him.
fantasy team.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like him. He fights hard. He's like if Lance Stevenson or Dylan Brooks was a big man. Like he's kind of a little pest, but like a big man.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at him. But he has he puts in a lot of effort, which I respect.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what's up, man. I do think we
I
do have
believe we
the
win that,
yeah, do think we have the advantage
especially with how
against the
well we've been
Knicks.
playing at home. You know, wait, really, when it comes to playing at home, we've been playing really, really good at home. I think
Mhm.
we've only dropped like 1 or 2 games at home this season, really.
Yes, I think we win that one at home, and I definitely think we win the one at Chicago. Most definitely.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
looking good at all.
They're not
They're
looking
not looking
good.
good at all, and I would love to just completely shit on them so that all these people can just shut up about that dumb trade, because my god. Because then, I'm just saying, if like
Oh, the
Zach
Zach LaVine shit?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm just saying, if like Zach LaVine like cooks us and puts up like 50 on our head, then people, people gonna,
They're gonna be
say some
like,
shit.
yeah, say something.
Yeah.
Because Zach LaVine is gonna be trying to go off. You don't think he
No, he
wants to come
definitely
to LA? Yeah, he definitely
I'm
wants to come
expecting it.
through.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting it. I'm just hoping for us to shut it down. That's all I'm saying, because I don't want him. I don't want him. I really don't think we need him, especially not right now. We pulling the trigger and we jumping the gun on that way too early, and I don't even want to go down that road. But I
Man,
agree with
we
you.
need to see what the team looks like healthy for 10 games. Give us 10 games healthy
Right.
together just to see
Right.
what we got.
Yeah.
Man. But I think
Right.
we win the game against Chicago.
Mhm.
That's the most definite that we
Mhm.
win that game. And then
Now,
we get to test the 2 top teams in the Western Conference.
right, but one of them
Yeah.
being that next one is on that Thursday. We play the Bulls on the Wednesday. Then that next Thursday, back to back, we play Minnesota. That one, you could throw up in the air a little bit, because one or
With
two
it
things.
being
I
a
mean,
back to back.
with it one being a back to back, so LeBron's not gonna play that game, and
Mm-hmm.
and then another thing is, it's different when it's back to backs at home than back to backs when you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gotta play Chicago, get on a plane, go to Minnesota, then literally play that next day, or I guess technically that
Yeah.
same day. So, I usually like I'm not scared of Minnesota ever, but in this specific scenario, I would say there is a chance we lose this game potentially.
Yeah.
But I would love to see us win. I'm saying go Lakers always. You already know that, but I'm just saying, I'm just being realistic. Basically, I'm just saying there
Nah, I'm
is a
being realistic.
possibility.
There's a possibility that we might drop this game.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, we're known to
yeah.
drop some games sometimes,
Right.
as we saw this week.
Especially with no LeBron. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
like we took care of business against San Antonio without LeBron because duh. But like, you know, Cat, Gobert, Anthony
That's cool
Edwards.
though. LeBron needs his rest for OKC.
Oh yeah, I'm not
LeBron needs
mad.
his
I'm not
rest for
mad about it.
OKC.
I definitely,
Yeah.
I would rather AD be the ones to play back to back than LeBron, and that's
Hmm.
completely okay with me. I'm not mad at it at all, really. But like you said, so we move on forward to Saturday. We have a day off, and we travel to OKC, and at
Hmm.
this point we're back. You know, LeBron's back in the lineup, hopefully, and we're playing OKC in their house. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
It is
It's
going to
gonna
be
be
a
a
good
good
game.
game.
It
Mm-hmm.
is. It's going to be the first time that Chet and LeBron play against each other
Is that right?
Since Chet broke his leg playing against LeBron in the
Oh, Summer
summer that
League.
summer pro am thing that they
The
were
Summer
playing
League.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Or
What?
Summer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't an official summer league game. It was like a summer hoops type vibe.
Well, it
Um,
was.
I,
It was. Oh wait, you're right. The
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
that happened was like
It
a
was like a
completely different. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
It's
it
like
had
Loki
nothing to do with the
training.
league.
It's just
Yeah,
like pickup.
it was like Drew League type vibe.
No, but the one where no, because LeBron did go play in the Drew League, but the one where the Chet incident happened, that was more like borderline pickup vibes. It wasn't even for
Yeah, it
like the.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right. So, yeah. I mean,
So is it, that's interesting.
it's gonna be good. It's that one's definitely gonna be a good game. I think that's gonna be the best game of the week. Hopefully at least like as far as like like
Almost definitely. I think it's gonna be I
competitiveness.
think it's gonna be a challenge against
It's definitely good.
Minnesota, and it's definitely gonna be competitive against them
Mhm.
without LeBron. And being on that back to back, like we were saying, and the OKC game. I really want us to win it so we can go in with some momentum against Boston on
And at
Christmas.
Christmas, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
want the story to be that we've lost two in a row
Yeah, I agree.
to
Mhm.
these top teams in the Western Conference,
And
and
then
then
playing the number
we're
1 seed in the
playing against
East.
the number one seed of the East.
Right.
And I really don't want that to be the narrative. I want to be rolling in with some momentum that maybe we went 3-1 this week,
The
and
narrative that we went through. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that we went 3-1,
Yep. Beat
and
Knicks, beat Chicago,
yeah, that
beat
we went three and
OKC.
one or 4-0. I'd love to be 4-0 going
Shoot.
in on a win
Who
streak
wouldn't?
on Christmas. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, make it
But
5 on Christmas Day.
I would love to go 3-1 this week. Yeah. If we drop the game to OKC, if we drop the
I'd
game to
be
Minnesota.
I'd be happy with 3-1. I'd be ecstatic with 4-0, and I guess I will take a 2-2, but nothing less than that. Anything less than that, I'm disappointed for sure.
But I could see a scenario where we go 1-3.
Who out of Knicks and Chicago we lose to? Knicks?
Knicks, yeah.
Hmm. Fair enough, but
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah. I could see a
Fair
scenario
enough.
where we go
Okay.
1-3.
But actually, if we're gonna drop one of those two games, i.e., Knicks and Bulls, I say we drop the Bulls one over the Knicks one because we're playing at home against the Knicks, and I like our chances there for sure. I just really like our
Man,
chance.
I
We've
don't
been
think
playing
we
great at
drop.
home, man.
I don't think we dropped to the Bulls, but
I mean, I agree. I don't think we dropped to
yeah,
both of them. You know, if
but
you ask me. So I'm happy with a 3-1 record. I'm ecstatic with a 4-0 record, and I'm content, I guess, / indifferent with a 2-2. Anything less than that, I'm disappointed. That's where I stand on this coming week's matchup. What about you?
most def. Oh, same.
You agree?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Facts. But I'm definitely looking forward to that Saturday matchup against the Thunder. Just seeing that kind of like Wemby 2.0 matchup with, Chet and AD and, actually having LeBron in there, SGA and that bit, you know what I'm saying? So it should be good. Hopefully the two other guys that we were missing in the last game, i.e. Russell and Reddish are back so that we can have our defense and, our point guard a little bit stronger. That would
Hmm.
be great to
Most
see.
definitely.
And if we have those back, I like our chances this week overall. I really do. So, as long as we're not missing anybody else besides LeBron against that Minnesota team, we could pull it out potentially.
Oh yeah.
If the only person that's out due to the fact that it's a back to back is Braun that night, hey, you know,
Hey, same
80,
here.
80, 80, 80's got to have a big game though because he's facing Twin Towers down there though.
Yeah, I'm not worried
Yeah.
about Gobert. It's just one tower.
It definitely yeah, but, it's still a presence that we gotta I agree with you. I'm not scared of him, but it's still a presence we gotta go through, and obviously, if AD doesn't have a big game, even with Braun in, we don't win that game, so he needs to have a big game that night. I'm looking for a big
Yeah,
AD game on Thursday against the Timberwolves for sure, and then as
same
far as
here.
the other 2 games are concerned, let's just take care of business, simply put.
No, real talk.
Yep.
Um, I have the same thoughts, and I'm looking forward to the game against Boston on Christmas. It is prime time at
Yes.
5 p.m. Like,
Yeah.
what more can we
No,
ask
it's
for?
great. It's a
Like,
classic, it's
all
Christmas
the
Day.
family is over. They're settled down.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, the food is
Yeah.
set.
Yep, yep.
Like, and we'll get to watch some Lakers Boston basketball, the greatest rivalry, um, and possibly sports, you could say. Um,
Right,
so
so not to get too ahead, but that following week, we actually have 3 games, starting with, obviously, the Christmas one, so, uh, guys, we're gonna talk off camera, and I'll just say this quickly, we're gonna talk off camera about possibly planning an in-person special Christmas episode where we dive deep into maybe some other topics and just have some fun with it,
yeah,
as
let's
well
do
as
it.
covering the following week, and we'll probably maybe possibly could record that either scheduling will have occur off camera, but possibly a day or 2 before the Christmas game, and we'll have that uploaded for you guys potentially on Christmas Day or day before. But nonetheless, those are our thoughts on this week or the prior week and the Texas week and this upcoming week where we're facing 4 teams, 1 at home, 3 away. Do you have anything else left to say about this particular Texas week and or our future matchups for this following week?
Nothing much. I think we covered everything. It was a disappointing week in Texas.
Right. Yeah.
Like we said, but we are
Mhm.
looking on to better things.
Yes.
3-1 or four
Onward
and
and
zero
upward.
this week, and let's get through this week. We're on the road. We're on the road this week. Road this week again.
Road again.
Yeah,
On
let's
the
get
road
on the
again.
road again. Yeah, you hit it right where I was at.
Yeah.
But we're on the road again. Let's have a good road week, and let's have a good Christmas day. We'll be with y'all with a special Christmas episode, and that's all we got,
Yes.
man. Thank you
Yes.
guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to comment. Make sure to follow us at Purple and Gold Talk. Purple Gold Talk.
Purple Gold Talk at Purple Gold Talk _ on
Man,
all
I
social
forgot the
medias.
underscore. At
Yeah.
Purple Gold Talk _ all social medias, and connect with us, especially if you're a Lakers fan. But if you're not a Lakers fan and you just want to shit talk, hey, get in them DMs. Because this man right here
We could talk.
loves to fucking talk.
We can go
This
at
man
it.
will fucking bury
Trigger
you.
fingers. Trigger fingers.
So, yeah, get in the comments, man. We love a some friendly shit talk against some NBA teams, man, and we welcome it all. So interact with us. That's what it's all about: making new friends and meeting new Lakers fans out here. But signing off, guys. We'll see y'all next week for our special Christmas episode. I'm Wyatt. This is the boy Victor. Do you have anything, my guy?
Just happy early holidays. If we don't see you prior to Christmas Day,
Yeah,
happy
real
early
talk.
holidays.
Yeah, I guess our
Merry Christmas,
our
everybody.
episode will be coming out on Christmas, so we'll be
Yeah.
saying Happy Holidays
Or
to you on Christmas. But if you don't watch us on Christmas, Happy Holidays. We hope you have a great one. Stay blessed.
yep. Peace out.
Bye, guys. See you.